Today's video is going to be about lip neutralization. This is where we counteract naturally darker or bluish or even purplish tones in the lips using colour theory. The reason we do this is if we were to put pink or neutral tones directly onto these colours, they would heal purple and very unsightly. I touch on neutralization of colours in my free colour theory mini course, which is available to download by clicking on the link in the description. And if there are any other subjects you want me to cover in my videos, then please comment below. And now, let's do some lips. So let's take a look at these lips at the start of their journey. As you can see, they are quite dark. They have some purple in there, also some dark brown, and there's quite a dark patch in the middle at the top lip. We have actually done a few neutralizing sessions on these lips, so you can see they're starting with a lot more warmth in them today. We're now at the stage where she can pick the colour that she actually wants. So we're going to start by measuring. There will be another video dedicated solely to measuring up for lip blush. I've started off by cleaning my client and sanitizing my hands and then marking. I use nylon thread that's covered in white pencil to mark the outlines. We're looking to create symmetry and even out the lips. So once I've got my lines in place, I'm going to create a line with red pencil and then fill in the entire lip. By doing this, we can see the shape and then stand away and make sure that they are symmetrical. I choose a pencil that's really long lasting because I'm going to numb over it and I don't want my lines to smudge. During the measuring phase, it's a really good idea to keep stepping away and also take photographs so that you can zoom in and really make sure that you've got perfect symmetry. When we're lining, we want to be really precise. So once we've got our red shape in place, we're going to then put some concealer right up to the red line to show a real contrast. Again, I pick something really long lasting so that the numbing doesn't smudge it. I'm going to use a 1RL for the whole procedure, including lining and filling in. And so you need to make sure that you have that crisp line on the outline because your needle is really tiny. Putting the effort in at the measuring stage is going to give you those great results. I probably take as long on the measuring and numbing as I do on the actual procedure itself. Make sure that the concealer goes right up to the red line, that way you're going to get a really crisp finish. Once you've finished shaping and your client has approved it, then you need to set the shape. I use finishing powder for this because I'm going to put the numbing on top and otherwise it's going to blur the edges. Make sure your client doesn't breathe in at this point. Then once my numbing's in place, I leave it for 20 minutes. Take the numbing off carefully with some gauze, just blot it, and as you can see, the shape is still there perfectly. And now I'm going to begin my lining. I've wrapped my client up like a baby because she had a beautiful scarf on and I didn't want to get any pigment on it. As you can see, she looks fantastic. I've also rolled up a small section of gauze and tucked it in her lips to stop the pigment collecting in her mouth. This has also created quite a good stretch, so I have hardly any stretching to do myself. I'm working along the area with my needle. It's a 1RL 0.35 long tapered textured needle by Quadron. And I etch along the line, and as you can see, every couple of centimetres I'll take a Q-tip, dip it in green soap and just smudge away to make sure that the line is taking well so it's really visible for when I'm working. If it isn't visible, then you need to go and work over that section again. It's always really wise to keep checking often so that you can also make sure that you're not going too deep. When the outline's finished, I'm just going to put some more numbing on the top lip. Now my numbing can be used on open and closed skin, so this is fine. Then I'm going to start on the bottom, filling in the area, and I'm going to use a whip shading motion. A lot of the time with neutralization, I might use a 3RL tight to get the area covered quicker. but I really want a really nice finish on these lips, so I'm going to use a single needle, as sometimes darker skin can be harder to penetrate. This whip shading motion means that my hand is just creating the dots in one direction. You can see I keep checking the area often to make sure that it's well saturated. The machine I'm using is a Bishop wand packer that is a rotary machine, and it has a long stroke length. This means it's quite powerful and it does tend to fill in the lips really quickly. It can be a little bit more sensitive for clients, but it reduces the time by a lot. The majority of the work will be done in just one pass. I wouldn't recommend a machine like this for a beginner. They are really powerful and it is possible to do quite a lot of damage if you're too heavy-handed. Once you're more experienced though, this is a great way to cut down your lip blushing time. Whilst it can be a bit more sensitive for your client, it's certainly better than doing 3 and 4 passes. I tend to start on the bottom lip from the centre and work out towards the edges. Keep checking your work as you go. You really need to make sure that it's saturated and that your work goes right up to the edge. I use gauze and green soap because it keeps the area really clean. If you're struggling to see your outline, then a quick layer of secondary anaesthetic will make that much more prominent. Also, as the pigment oxidizes, it makes it much more easy to see. The reason I start on the bottom lip is I like to leave the numbing on the top lip a little bit longer because the middle can be a little sensitive. Once I get to the top though, I start at the sides because the middle can swell slightly, so I like to get a lot of colour in both the sides and then I move on to the Cupid's bow. My client has really full lips, and the rule of thumb is the bigger the lips, the more they're going to swell. She was used to it, she'd seen this before, but she did have very swollen lips at the end. So let's take a look at these results. As you can see, they are swollen, but they're a beautiful colour. All that darkness, all the bluish tones now have disappeared. Lip neutralisation is one of my most sought after treatments, but you really do need to understand the colour theory, and also some of the possible things that can happen during healing. It shouldn't be attempted as a beginner, as these lips are susceptible to hyper and hypopigmentation if this is not carried out correctly. If you'd like to see the best way to prepare for lip treatments and also what to expect in lip neutralisation healing, then click on this video. And if you'd like to see what happened in my own lip blush treatment, then click this video, and I don't mind you laughing at my lips. As always, I welcome your comments and questions. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel to see more. Have a great day.